What's up, fellas? Welcome back, and everybody new, welcome to the D Struggles YouTube channel. I'm your host on the East Coast, and today we're finally going to be putting in them hood vents. A week ago today, last Saturday, I went over to one of the local pick and pulls and I grabbed me another hood. This way I can use it as a template or a practice hood to cut some holes in. But it actually might just turn out to be the main hood that I use. I'm not really sure yet. We'll just see how things go. So yeah, I went over to the pick and pull. I grabbed this hood up. It's not in perfect condition. It doesn't match the car, but you know, it's going to serve its purpose as making sure that these hood vents are going to fit and be functional for the car without hitting the top of the engine, because that's one of the things I'm concerned about, because the one bigger hood vent that's going in the middle recesses down about 2 inches, and I'm a little worried that it's going to hit the top of the engine, you know, once I get it installed, and I don't want to destroy that hood to find that out, and then I have this big gaping hole in the top of the hood that I can't put the hood vent in. So, or I would have to probably find another hood vent and make the hole even bigger, and yeah, I don't want to find out that way. So I went ahead and I got this spare hood, and we're going to be practicing on this thing. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead, we're going to prep the hood, get the holes cut in it. So my game plan is, I got the hood vents on this hood spaced out in the position that I want them in, and I'm going to take some measurements, make some marks, and then I'm going to go off the measurements and marks I made on this hood and just replicate it onto that hood and then start cutting the holes in it. So this way I don't have to take this hood off until literally that hood is complete, you know, with the vents installed, and then I can slap it on here and then we can try it out. Well, not fully installed, but at least with the holes in it to where, you know, I can put the hood on there and then place the hood vent into the hole to make sure it's going to clear the engine. Because again, that's my main concern, that middle center vent clearing the engine. Because if it hits the engine, then I'm probably not going to put hood vents in right now, and yeah, it's going to take me a while to think of my next step. So I asked you guys in a previous video, where do you think these hood vents came out of, because these are OEM hood vents out of specific cars. Some of you were right about the center one. This comes out of a 5th gen Camaro, and I'm pretty sure that this was shared between the Z28 and the Super Sport Camaro on the 5th gens. So these actually come off of a 2019-2020 Dodge Ram Rebel. That's where they came from. So the hood from the pick and pull I purchased was 58 bucks. Those Dodge Ram Rebel hood vents, 56, 58, and you can see there, I purchased them November 26, 2018. And then just a month ago, that hood vent. Now, typically you see these on eBay, they're about 90 bucks, around 90 to over 100. This guy had bought it and then re-put it up. That's why I got it cheaper. So I got 45 plus the $10 shipping. If you're new to the channel or you've been viewing for quite a while, be sure to subscribe. You can help support future builds and projects on this channel. We got a ton load of extra parts laying around from the previous build we're doing now. I got this desk over here with leftover oil feed and return lines, oil feed and return fittings. We got an extra boost gauge over here and a whole box of extra intercooler piping, couplers, and clamps. And we also got this huge supercharger sitting in this box here. Alright, enough talky for now. I'm going to get started with this hood. First thing I have to do is get this hood in the same standards as the hood on the car. And what I mean by that is the latching mechanism on the front of the hood. I have to drill out the spot welds and get that whole piece out of there so the hood can clear the intake, the intercooler, the intercooler piping going into the throttle. Alrighty, let's get at it. Alright, so we got the angled grinder and the drill out. So I'm going to start over here. We're going to drill out all these little spot welds that hold down the hood latch mechanism piece. And yeah, there's a couple more on this side. And yeah, we're going to have to grind out some of this support metal. Ooh. I swear the one that came off the white hood came off so much easier.
And if you look in the inside of this, there's some rodent living in here. It's all the rodent poop. And then if you look on the inside of there, you can see a bunch of acorn shells. I don't know if it was a mouse, a rat, or a chipmunk living in this mofo. But now that we got that piece off, we're gonna cut on this hood like we did the other one. We'll slice up through here on each side, and then across there, and then get this piece out. And we also got to cut back here because this was hitting the blow-off valve or something. Alright, so after cutting those two pieces out over there, and then after that, came over here and we shook out all the rodent scraps and poop and whatever. I got the pressure washer here. I'm gonna fire this up and pressure wash all this grime off of this hood. After the pressure washing I did, the hood don't look much different. The clear coat's pretty much burnt on this thing, and even when I was pressure washing it, it tore up the clear coat and ripped a bunch of it off in certain spots. Let's grab these templates that I made up. I'll show you how I'm going about getting these holes put in here. So a couple years ago, a cheap way to redo my kitchen floor, I bought me a roll of linoleum from the old Home Depot, and I had a bunch of scraps left over from after I got done. So I figured I could make some templates with it, which I did. So I ended up taking those vents, I traced them out on the leftover linoleum I had, and then I cut the pieces out that I need, which I got over here on this hood. So that's how I made my little templates to actually make these cuts and to measure it out properly. So now all I got to do is grab the measurements off of that hood and space these out off of the measurements I take off of the other hood onto this one. And if you can see how I cut these, when I cut them, I left it so the border was sticking out beyond the actual template itself. So I would get the inside pretty much diameter of my cut and then still hang over that extra quarter inch, I think it is, or half, or something like that. I did that on all three of them. You know, the center one is pretty easy to mark. I just pretty much took the tip here and put it on the center of the hood crease, held that there, and then I just measured from each side to side and got it in the middle. Now these other hood vents, the side ones, they're going to be a little more difficult, I feel like, when I have to measure them and get them where I want them. Because I also got to keep in the factor of where the piston bracket is under there. Alright, so I'm trying to consider on how these are going to be sitting so they kind of look, you know, right. I don't want them to look like weird on here. So I got the straight edge ruler and I'm trying to get this line to continue across on both sides. This way they look, I don't know. I think that's what, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say, but that's what I'm trying to do. So here's something I just noticed while I was trying to take measurements off of this hood, off of the hood pins, that I never leveled out my hood pins. This one's pushed forward, and you twist this way, it's kind of level that way, but this one's way off on this side, so I kind of messed up. So if I put them side hood vents on this hood, if I end up, you know, starting to use this hood, yeah, there's gonna be a gap. Jeez. See, these are the little details you gotta pay attention to when you're doing certain stuff, like I guess putting hood vents in, I mean hood pins in anyway, because now when I go to put my vents on, yeah, there's gonna be, the gap's gonna be different between the vent and the pin, you know, and that might be noticeable. The pins ain't really that noticeable because they're spread so far apart, and you know, I guess you're not really telling a ½ inch from one side to the other because, you know, they're so small. But with the vents there next to the pins, you're gonna see probably a noticeable gap in between the pin and the vent on each side. Alrighty, so we got our line marked for the center vent, and hopefully the side ones fall into place after we cut this center one out. Crossing my fingers. got the top part cut. Now we just got to flip her over and then cut the brace support pieces on the bottom. Gotta finish that cut, and then cut across here. And that should pop right out. Hopefully I got my measurements right and that hood vent fits right in there and I don't have to widen the hole, and hopefully it ain't too big. There we go. All right, let's flip this son of a bitch over. 5th gen hood vent and a 4th gen hood. Oh yeah. That shit looks sweet. I like it. Hell yeah. Looks a whole lot better recessed in there. And look at that. It's damn perfect. Even the arch is right. Because this has an arch in it. And the hood has an arch. And man, it literally, look at that. It's like almost perfect. It's like it was made for this hood, even though it wasn't. Alright, well hopefully, like I said, this sitting downward, because the way this goes down, it sticks down about 2 inches when you're under here. And hopefully, like I was saying, that don't hit the engine. Maybe it's a little less than 2 inches, but again, hopefully don't hit the engine. It works out perfect for me. Y'all hear the crackle? About to rain me out again. Oh man, it's that old saying we used to say when we were kids. Rain, rain, go away, coming back another day. All right, well anyway, back to the hood. I don't know, it was a video I put out a while ago. I think when I did the exhaust port plastic piece for the underside of the Camaro, which I took off because I don't have exhaust going out the back, so just, you know, no point in it. And also I want to modify it a little more, do it the right way, because I kind of just put it on there sloppy. But anyway, so I asked about these vents in that video, and someone goes, they're not going to sit flat because, you know, you have these arches in the hood here. And, you know, kind of been avoiding that fact up until now. I already knew that when I got the vents, and I was thinking maybe, you know, I'll cut the holes in it and try to work my way around it. I want to see how it looks. That was another reason why I bought this extra hood. So if I do this and I don't like it being, you know, the gaps in it, then we can just go with the center one. But yeah, if that hood vent don't hit the top of the engine, then I'm gonna go ahead and take that hood off and put the hole in it and just put the center hood vent on, and then we'll just rock the center one. And then I'll just have this hood too with the vents in it. But I think this weather's getting serious. It definitely seems like it's about to downpour on me out here, so I guess I'm gonna pack it up for now, and I'll figure out these side vents tomorrow, and we'll see what happens tomorrow, I guess. Hopefully it don't rain all day tomorrow. I gotta check the weather. But all right, till tomorrow. Oh yeah, we got rained out all right. Jeez. I'm back at it again, and yeah, I already got this hood marked on this side, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut into this. This way we can get started today and get this finished before the end of the day, or before it rains again. Woo! All right, got her finished. Got the holes all cut in there. The vents are all placed in. So we're about to start the moment of truth. All right, well, I'm gonna get that hood off. We're gonna stick this one on and see what's up. I just did a quick sand, blow off, wipe down, and I just painted it with 1 can of paint pretty much, just to get it somewhat white. All right, so we got the hood on, and yeah, it's just barely clearing. Actually is touching right here on the intercooler piping. So my next plan, the next step, is to cut this hood back a little bit, bring this back here where it seems like it's going to have plenty of clearance, and probably have that vent sitting back. I'm probably ditching the side vents, and yeah, we're just going to put that center one in on the main hood. But before I do that, I'm going to cut this one back and then sit this down in here again, just to make sure it's going to clear everything, be on the safe side. Man, this is the first time I've actually took this hood off this car since I've owned it. Through the whole build process, never took it off once. Maybe we'll just go hoodless. Screw the hood. Alright, so we got the hood back off. I cut back on the hood a bit. Got the hood vent back in there with the hood on here. And it seems to be clearing great now. I just had to adjust that vent back some. Even though I actually like that hood vent more centered, it is what it is. And yeah, time to put it in the good hood. Alright, well, I did all the measurements, and I'm hoping all my efforts, money, and time pays off, and we get this right. Got the hood drying under the little gazebo. It seems like it's about to rain, and I wanted to get it painted. So this was my little way of getting around that.
Y'all wouldn't believe this. I swear, I come to the pick and pull sometimes just to walk around and check stuff out, and look what I came across today after all that hard work I put in that hood the other day.
Look at that crap. With a C7 vent in it, fiberglass. This has got to be one of those Dorflex hoods that go for quite a few $100 online. Score of a lifetime. Heck yeah. Got in the back of the truck.
I can't believe that I just found this hood. I am so damn excited. I'm shaking. I'm so damn excited. I'm telling you, that is freaking crazy. I really can't believe I just found that hood in the pick and pull. $57. You believe that? And the funny thing is about that hood, right? That car, I seen it on Facebook Marketplace like about a week or two ago. The guy was selling it for I don't even know how much. But all I know is they only buy cars for about $200. So at the most, I think. It's $200 to $150. So they got the whole car for $150. That hood alone is probably worth $300, $500, $700. I don't know, I'm gonna check it out once I get home to see actually how much they do go for. That is freaking nuts.
Alright, so I found a listing on eBay for this Dorflex hood. Like I said, it's a Z-style fiberglass hood. $522.92 with $145 shipping. So close to $700 for this hood I got. And I threw it on the black car already. Because I think I said in a previous video I was fixing this up for my son. But that's crazy. 58 bucks. I got me practically a $700 hood for $60. That is awesome. So I got my two 4th gen Camaros, one with a 5th gen hood vent in it, Camaro hood vent, and the other one with a 7th gen Corvette hood vent in it. I think that's pretty damn cool. I really can't believe I found that hood today. That is so freaking awesome. I'm gonna keep saying it. It's just too damn awesome, but hell yeah. So anyway, with this hood vent, the end result was, yeah, I painted the inside like you guys seen, and then I made these brackets here to actually hold the hood vent to the hood because there was no way of doing it. And yeah, even this little piece, I left it on here. There's like some kind of foam glue that they use to hold down, I guess, their inner lining of the hood. And you know, I really didn't need to leave that little piece there, but I felt like it serves the purpose as to keep the hood a little more supported and sturdy from the top if anybody pushes on it. But yeah, that's the brackets that I made to actually get it bolted down. Made this longer one that cuts across for the middle supports, and then these two smaller ones on the bottom for the back ones. Turned out very well, I feel like. I got it centered up pretty damn good. The only thing I noticed was it's about an 1/8 inch off from the hood crease right there, but easy way for me to fix that is take the hood vent back out, and I just have to Dremel out a little on the side here just to scoot it over a little bit, but I'm not even worried about it. It's barely noticeable unless you're getting right up on it, so I'm gonna leave it as is for now, maybe fix it in the future. But that's it for this one, y'all. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, drop me a comment, tell me what you think, and as always, peace and love, keep it real, and I'll see you on the next one.